Hi, my name is Daniel Fitzgerald. I'm a solution consultant for New Relic, and I'm also the author of the New Relic Snowflake integration. If you want to know more about what Snowflake is and what the integration provides, then you can check out this blog post here, and I'll leave a link to this in the video description. But anyway, today I'm going to be showing you how to install the Snowflake integration, and I've only got 4 minutes to do it, so let's get right into it. First, I'm going to open up the GitHub repository. And there are a set of installation steps here. I'll include a link to this repository also in the video description. Step 1 is to install the New Relic infrastructure agent for your platform. I've included a link here, so you just go ahead and follow that. It's super easy to get started and do that. I'm going to assume that you've already done that. I'm going to be installing onto a Linux VM running on AWS. So I'm just going to start on with step 2. First thing I need to do is clone this repository onto my machine. So I'm going to open up my terminal, and I'm already logged in via SSH onto my machine. I'm going to run git clone and get that repository onto this machine. So now I've done that, I'm going to see that the directory is here, New Relic Snowflake integration. Let's move into that directory now. The next step is going to be download the relevant binary. So I'm just going to open that in another tab. And you can see that we've got binaries for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. I'm going to copy the link address for Linux back onto the VM. I'm going to do a wget and paste that link. That's going to download that binary. Okay, so if we just clear the screen, I can see now that we have the files from the repository and we have that binary here. I just need to make sure that that binary is executable. So I'm going to do a chmod +x snowflake integration Linux. Okay, great. So that's going to be executable now. Back to the installation steps. Let's close this releases window. I've done step 3 now. So I've also done step 4, make sure it's executable. I've also done step 5, which is to make sure the binary and the queries directory are in the same folder. The next thing to do is to determine if you're running on a Linux system which uses systemd as the init system. That's because of the way systemd handles environment variables. So I'm just going to copy this command to check and run it. And I can see it says yes, which means I am on a systemd I'm in a systemd server. So that means I'm going to need to set up some environment variables in a specific way. Basically, it means that you need to follow these steps, which means you need to open up this file called snowflake.env, which I've included from the repository, and we need to set these environment variables. The most important one is to, they're all important. I'm going to put where my directory is that includes the binary. So that's going to be, for me, home EC2 user New Relic Snowflake integration. You can put it anywhere that you want. Just make sure that you set this environment variable. And you need to put your account string, your username, the password, and the role for Snowflake that you are going to use for this integration. So once you've done that, you can save this file, come out, and you have this snowflake.env file. The next thing you need to do is to also edit the systemd service for the New Relic infrastructure agent. So you can find that by going to etc systemd system and then New Relic infra.service. Okay, and then within here, underneath the service heading, you just need to put a new line called environment file, and it needs to be home ec2-user New Relic Snowflake integration, and then you've got that file name called snowflake.env. Okay, so let's come out and save that file. So we've set our environment variables, we've pointed the systemd service to look at that environment file. Then we're going to do a sudo systemctl daemon reload. That's going to reload systemd. And we're also going to do a sudo systemctl New Relic infra, and we just need to put a restart there. Okay, now the final thing that we need to do is we have a set of configurations which we need to copy. So we're going to move into Flex configs now, and you can see we have this Flex Snowflake Linux. So we're going to take that and we're going to copy it into the New Relic infrastructure agent integrations folder. So you can just copy that like that, and remember to do a sudo, and that will there we go. Now once you've done all of that, your integrations should be set up correctly, and then what you should see in New Relic is we go to the data explorer, and we should see two custom events here called Snowflake Account and Snowflake Virtual Warehouse. And you can explore that data and you can use it to make charts and make alerts. Happy monitoring, everybody. Thank you.